Hi there, guys. This is Source Healing by LBB. I just thought I'd probably put some sort of content out, really, because I've had a few people sort of talk to me about sort of putting some content out and stuff like that. Just going to have a little video here just to give you an idea of the kind of sort of services and things that I can give to you guys. The main thing with the work I do is generally working with like your subconscious mind, and I put you in a nice sort of relaxed state. We sort of prod you into get into different spaces within inside yourself to find certain aspects of your own problem. So I basically guide you to find the problem. We get the problem, we sort it out, we release it, we send it to the light, and then we bring something else in, so that you can be clear of that thing and having something that's a better way of like a replacement of that energy and that kind of space. So this could be anything from, as I say, pain, shock, trauma, anger, resentment, guilt, judgment, those kind of nasty energies that we kind of, and jealousy in that as well, they kind of stick to our experience throughout our whole existence, as we're in this incarnated lifetime. And generally sometimes I find that with the people that I work with, client base wise, is that you find that could also previous lives can also impact this life as well. That's something that does come up from time to time, but not always the case. With the work that I do, I mean, it can be very expansive in the sense of we can access the parts of yourself, resolve and heal the emotional parts of bits and pieces yourself. Also within that time, in that space, all those parts of yourself that you've given away through like pain, shock and trauma and those kind of things, we can get all those parts of you back and make you to be whole again. There's kind of those kind of cool things. If those parts of yourself you feel lost and those kind of things, and we get those back so that you can own yourself once again, instead of all those parts that throughout your experience you've just given away. So yeah, there's kind of those kind of things, and if you want to go a bit sort of more further afield, I can help you sort of become the medium almost, so that you will then be in a state where you might be able to then connect to, say, a loved one that's passed over, those kind of things. So you become the medium so that you can have the conversation with that particular, shall I say, departed loved one. As you know, with spirit and energy and stuff, nothing ceases to exist. It just transfers onto a different space and a different place and a different time. That tends to be more so what actually happens. This has come from my experience, but generally the people that I work with tends to be that way, where they've probably lost somebody, or they've had some inner issues with that person that maybe have passed over, and they haven't managed to, rectify or resolve those kinds of things. But generally, the buck normally stops with the person in question, who would like would have a healing session with me, for example. So they're kind of things that we can do. Also, I find that with some of the people that I've worked with over the course of the last few months, with just the current sort of pandemic kind of stuff that we're in, supposedly in, what we find is that a lot of people, look to sort of the future and sort of see what's going to happen and things like that. And a lot of people that I've put into a nice relaxed state, I've forwarded them 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months into the future, and they can then have a view of their experience and see what's about to sort of come for them and that path and their journey. So that's been really good, because it gives the conscious part of the mind something to think that something to look forward to, something to see, something to know. And at this time of the moment, because we feel like was everything that's going on outside and everything that's going on TV and things, it can be very, very so confusing, the least I can say. I'm not going to get all go into the deeper facts of the current times we're living in, which I'm sure on other videos and TV show, or the other TV shows, the other video shows, I will be talking more so on these kind of subjects. But the main thing is just to get a video out there, just talking about generally the things that I can help you achieve. I mean, there's many things here. I can realign you with your intuition, your higher self, so that you can have that direct access to yourself. I had many people where people have their third eye is blocked and not being able to get messages and things like that. There's also something else that I can work with the client to help them, free of these blocks and get to the root and the reason and the cause of these blocks, and to release them, get rid of them, and then bring in energy source love just to clear that space so that they can have then access to that. There's those kinds of areas. I'm also I do a lot of entity removal, and this generally I'd say 8-9 times out of 10, the main things with regards to entities and entity removals, what I find is that generally there'll be an unresolved emotional space within inside the person. I'll give an example like anger and jealousy, for example. You will have an energy, that a manifestation that will represent those kind of emotional feelings. And you find that in most cases that the person will develop these entities themselves because of the unresolved problems that they have. So you find that a lot of the time that develops like a crack, a hole, a vortex, so to speak, inside the person that will then attract the like-minded vibrational frequency entity to you because of unresolved issues and problems and things. So then that also, the emotional and the unresolved things, they need to be then resolved, which then the entity and stuff that can then be removed and put back to the light, or given back to the light, and so that it could then go off to do what it needs to do on its next part of its journey. There's those kinds of things too. I've taken people's consciousness, even beyond the universe and beyond that. So there's so many ways and things that we can do, to have these beautiful experiences with the clients and stuff and the people that I work with. I've found some very, very interesting, outlandish and way out there kind of things, but based on things like the big thing is at the moment is with Donald Trump and what's going on with him being re-elected and those kind of things, and the fraudulent votes and those kind of things. And I've even taken people's consciousness to actually Donald Trump's consciousness, and them having a connection and having a talk and a conversation. And it's like you're almost having a telepathic conversation with Donald Trump. But there's kind of all kinds of weird and wonderful things that we can do with this kind of work and healing and resolvement that I offer. So if that's something there, guys, if you're really interested into sort of experiencing, and we've come into the new year now, and people talk about the 2021, the December, the 2020 December, the 21st and whatever, saying we're now going into an enlightening age, which we are, and this is what we're coming through now. There's no two ways about it. The veils are falling, the darkness is falling, and the light is penetrating through, and that's evident. And that's why you find that the TV and things like that will be pushing really hard over the next few weeks. They will be pushing that so hard, and it will be, just to do its best to put some more fear, more propaganda, more uncertainty into your energy, into your mind, which then becomes a manifestation of uncertainty, which this is something that obviously with people with anxiety and those kind of things is not going to help on any level. So, we at the moment, we're all having a different experience at the moment, and that's something also that you will find that my idea of my experience, and say somebody in the hospital has been told or having experience with certain things and saying that they've been told this and that's what it is and that's that and that's what's going on, and whereas my experience could be completely different and your experience could also be completely different. So it would actually say that we are all on a particular different I don't want to say timeline as such, but I think we all have our own universe in which we do realign ourselves with. So it's those kind of things that I can help you resolve and get you in that better place, in that space as well. Also, I offer heart healing as well. A part of that, we can go inside the heart, get rid of the blocks, get rid of any entities that may be in your energetic system, which then, as I explained before, generally happen to be unresolved emotional issues. Those kind of things seem to be more apparent. Are there people there with demonic things attached to them? Yes, I have known that. Yes, I've helped to get rid of these kind of things. But it's not just me that personally does it. I have an energy, I have a force behind me, I have a spiritual team that do help me along in the metaphysical realms, as well as my higher self, as well as the spiritual guides that are with me. So they all play their part as much as me facilitating the healing and the resolvement. They're also playing their part as well, which also with the client that I'm working with, their guide, their higher self will also be playing a massive part for them to be resolving such things and problems. As I said earlier, we're coming into a new area now where, with this kind of healing and these kind of things, the more lighter you can become as a person, and make this vessel that you've got the most clearest that it can be, then the idea of ascension and the energies and stuff like that, having more room within your energetic system for these new energies to come in so that they can then manifest into greater and better things, those kind of things will be a lot more of a smoother transition, because you'll find a lot of people out there will be having unresolved issues and problems and things like that, and obviously have all the awakening ideas of all the wonderful things they want to do and have all the beautiful abilities that they want to experience. These things will take time based on the fact that it all comes down to working on yourself. Me personally, I've worked on myself for many years now, and it's something that it's generally an ongoing thing. But generally, I'm on a real good even keel because of the work that I've done, with myself. I'm not saying I don't get challenges in life, because I think it's safe to say it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. There's always things that are going to challenge you. But then again, you see, if things didn't challenge you, then it wouldn't be the experience that you've come to learn and love. So these are wonderful things that I can help you with, guys. If this is something you're interested in, then by any means, come back to me via my YouTube page here and my source, Healing by LBB, which is my page on Facebook. And if there's things like healing sessions and those kind of things that you're interested in, you would like to experience, then you can hit me up there. I haven't currently at the moment got myself a web page up and going. That's something I really do need to put in time to get a web page up, but that's something that's going to be in the makings of this year. So that's something that I'm going to do. But I am working from a kind of off a platform as we speak. So if you can't get me at Source Healing by LBB, you can also get me at Leowen, which is LEEOWEN Barnes, BARNES 1980 at gmail.com. And if you want to send me an email there or a message there, just to, if there's something I can help you with, by all means, give me a message. Thanks a lot for listening, guys, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.